Welcome to Who Let the Dogs Out, the podcast designed to help you enjoy life with your best friend without all the frustrations. Join us each week as we help families across the country do just that. I'm your host, Corey, and I'm joined by my co-host,
Sally.
And what are we talking about today, Sally?
We've got a Q&A session. I've got three questions for you.
All right, what are we talking about?
One about is puppy bladders.
Okay.
Traveling in a golf cart.
Okay.
And the Yucky no-chew spray.
All right. Well, that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about puppy bladders. Sounds like riding in golf carts and the Yucky no-chew spray. Yep. And then we got some other stuff coming up for y'all too. So stick with us. Well, for those of you that don't know us, my name's Corey, founder of Wonder Dog Training. Started the first day of 2018. Trained a lot of dogs since then. That's who I am. And you are?
I'm Sally. I'm administration and podcaster and all that good stuff.
Event worker, booth worker.
Yeah. Booth worker.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Well, for those of you that are new, we just ask that if you get any value out of the show, if you like the show, Sally makes you laugh with her dumb jokes or whatever it is, you just share the show with a friend, family member, colleague. And if you really like it, subscribe.
Just come back for the dumb jokes.
Come back for the dumb jokes or the world news.
Oh, world news.
Anyways, that's our request. Formats wise, we're doing a Q&A today, like Sally said. If y'all want to send in a question, you can reach out to Sally at
wonderdogtraining.com.
Yep. Or you can comment below and ask your questions below. We got a couple comments today that we'll go over. We do dog talks too, where we come on and talk about a topic related to dogs, dog ownership, dog training, different things like that. We also do interviews, and we've got 2 in the pipeline within the next couple weeks. That'll be delivered sometime over probably the next couple months. Yeah. So anyways, we've got some interviews lined up as well with some really cool doggy experts. So be staying in tune for those.
The ones coming up, don't miss them.
Yep, they're going to be really great. We're really excited about them. So that's the formats. That's what we do on the show. And yeah, I got a trivia question for you guys. I don't know if I like the trivia. Nobody's commented and said they enjoy the trivia as much as I do, but I like the trivia, and that's all that really matters. Okay, here we go. Trivia question of the day. And if you want the answer, you got to stay around to the end. It'll be one of the last things we go over. So stick with us to the end and we'll go over the answer of the day. Okay. But which breed is known for having webbed feet and was originally bred to help fishermen retrieve nets and gear from icy water?
Ooh.
When I heard the webbed feet, I automatically went to lab, which on the multiple choice is one of the options. But when they added in the extra part, I was like, no, that's not a lab.
No, a lab's
something
not
else.
Yeah.
So anyway, stick with us till the end and you will get the answer to that question. It's a very interesting question and the dog is very interesting. We talked about the dog before on the show. Hint. Anyways. Okay. That's pretty much it. What's going on in your world?
It's been really boring.
That's good.
Because Sully has not got up to any mischief whatsoever.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think he's luring me into a false sense of security because he's really behaved. But it is quite hot out, so he's not spent too much time outside.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah. Normally he likes to lay and, take in the sun, but he's had a little sunbathe and then he's straight back inside.
Do you think the bad stuff that he does, I mean, it's technically bad, I guess, if you were to classify it as like either good or bad, but do you think it's funny, like you kind of like it a little bit? Like as much trouble as he gives you with the bringing a turtle or a frog in the house or whatever?
It's just his character.
Yeah.
So he does make me smile, even.
Because I was thinking to myself the other day, like every time we get somebody that calls in with a golden retriever, an English cream or something, and they're talking about what their dog does and stuff like that, you're like, oh my God, you should hear what mine does. And I was just thinking to myself, I was wondering, I wonder what people think when they hear that the lady that works at the dog training company's dog is worse than theirs.
I'm just making them feel that it's, you're not
alone. You're not alone.
You're not alone. And, I do.
Confession, Mia got in the trash can last night.
Did she?
I knew she was going to before I left the house. I just had a feeling she was. There wasn't even anything in the trash can. Like I haven't eaten at home in a while, so there's nothing in the trash can. She just keeps like.
She's just got to double check.
She pulled out like a couple like old Tupperwares because I cleaned out the cabinets and I threw a bunch of stuff away or whatnot. So there's nothing in there that's even good. But then I ate Chipotle at home last night and I left the bowl sitting on the. That's really what she ate. She didn't eat it. She just stole the bowl. But I knew when I left it on the desk, I was like, hey, if you don't move that, Mia's going to get it when you leave. And then I left and she got it off the desk.
She got it anyway.
Yeah. And then I ordered 2 meals. I got lunch and dinner yesterday at Chipotle and I bought them both at the same time. And I was left the second meal in my truck while I was back in the office for a little bit or whatnot. And I was thinking like, oh, well, when you leave a little later to go to this appointment, you can just leave me in the office. And I was like, but I was thinking about where to put the meal. And I was like, oh, I could just leave it in the office. I'm like, no, you cannot. Mia likes Chipotle way too much.
Yeah. You come back, there's nothing left.
There'd be nothing left.
She'd be like, it's not me.
Yeah, not me. Yeah, it is funny though, because like we were talking about dogs remembered and stuff like that. And it's like she tells on herself every time she does something bad. Yeah. She just tells on it. She'll just walk up to me and like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yep. But no, she really does love Chipotle. I remember one time, I can't remember what this was. I feel like it was one of our employees was like, they had found a dog and they had like kept it for a while and fed it and stuff, but they were like, needed to find a home for it or something like that. And so I think I went with her to go meet a guy to give the dog to or something like that. And I got Chipotle, just going through a phase, and I left it. It was covered. No, it might have been uncovered. I can't remember. But I left it on the dashboard of the truck. And I was like, I'm with inside of the truck. Like, surely she won't eat it while I'm in, like, I'm doing this because I can see the truck. No, she did. She ate the whole bowl. She really loves Chipotle. I mean, I can't blame her. It's pretty good.
It is pretty good.
It's pretty tasty.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty tasty.
Yeah.
So, can't blame her for that.
No, your fault.
Yeah.
But no, I do like Sully's character.
Yeah.
He's cheeky.
All his bad, naughty behaviors.
And oh, are they naughty?
I don't know.
Picking
Bringing
up.
frogs inside when you're scared of them seems naughty to me.
Well, he doesn't know I'm scared of them, does he? And picking up turtles, is that naughty or is it just a very inquisitive puppy?
It'd be bad if he...
Because he really is. He still looks and behaves like a puppy,
right.
Even though we're going to be two soon.
So I saw this post on Facebook yesterday by a trainer that I'm friends with on Facebook or whatnot, and he mentioned something. Now he does a lot more like sport and protection dog stuff or whatnot. But he mentioned something. The post said, like, if you're going to do snake aversion training, please don't do it at the field that you train at, like train your dog for protection at or whatnot. Because I guess if you're going to do snake aversion training, you have to make the dog very averse to snakes, which would be, I've never been trained on like how to, I mean, I could probably put it together. I could probably figure out how to train dogs not like snakes. But I imagine if you're going to make a dog averse to snakes, you have to make them very averse to snakes and make the correction very high where they're like, I never want to be around a snake ever, So he was saying that on the Facebook post, like, just don't do it at the same field that you do training at for your dog, because if you do, they're going to be averse to the field because they, I guess, I'm assuming, have paired like a high correction with the snake,
this.
Yeah. We've had a couple people over the years to ask me to do that. And I'm like, how do you train a dog to be averse to a snake? I imagine you have to have a snake around first and foremost, and I don't do snakes.
No, me neither. So if you want to train,
dog wants to bring a turtle head, sure. Frog,
bring it. If he brings a snake in,
cockroach,
I will freak.
Yeah, raise your chair all the way up.
I'll be way off the. Yeah, but they can climb and crazy stuff, can't they?
Yeah. So you are not going to get Wonder Dog to make your dog snake averse.
I'm sure I've told you this story, but when I first came over from the UK, we don't have that many snakes.
Yeah.
Especially in your yard.
Right.
Okay. So when we got here, I saw this, I think it was like a black rat snake or whatever. Well, I don't know anything about them. And I saw it pop down into the pool and it was swimming. I was like, yes, it's going to drown now. No, I didn't know they could blooming swim.
Yeah.
Had a little swim, came back out, sunned itself. I was like, freaks me out.
I don't know. It's our whole family. I'm in my mom's side. I mean, my mom is highly averse to snakes, so I'm also highly averse to snakes. I don't think my dad cares too much, but mom definitely hates them.
Yeah, I don't.
You remember whenever your pool was drained for years and the liner was there? And when I would work whenever I was using your house as the office and I was working from the sunroom, I would take calls and I'd just walk around the backyard. Sometimes I'd mosey down into the empty pool and just walk around on the liner.
Yeah.
Anyways, one day there was a snake under the liner and I stepped on it under the liner and it was moving under my feet. I got out of that pool so fast.
Yeah, you should. That's when I was having the liner changed.
I remember. Yeah.
And when they pulled back the old liner, there was all sorts of stuff under there.
Gross.
Snakes, turtles.
Yeah, no thank you.
Anyway.
Okay. Well, all right. Well, we got a couple comments within the last couple days.
Okay.
S Click 1 said, how do you train an older dog to be crated? And I think, if I'm not mistaken, this was on the crate training episode. It is on the crate training episode. And my answer to that is probably the same way I would train a younger dog to be crated. And if I'm assuming you watched that whole episode, I really just follow the stuff and the advice and that stuff. My follow-up question, and this lady is a client of ours, so feel free to reach out. We're happy to help with this and answer any questions you have or whatnot. But my question would be like, well, why do you need to crate your dog in the first place? And I've met her dog multiple times. We've actually trained her dog twice. We trained her dog when it was young, and then she moved, and many years went by, and she actually had her train a dog again when it was older. Her dog's name is Panda. So shout out to Panda. Very cute, very sweet dog. But my question would just be, why do you need to crate the dog in the first place? Because it's pretty, I couldn't imagine needing to train a dog that's just been fine being out in the house its whole life. Just, now you have to start putting in a crate. Unless you're like traveling or staying at a guest house or something, like a friend's house as a guest or something, maybe in those cases or something. But yeah, I'd probably just do it the same way I would anything else. But if your dog's fine being out, just keep leaving it out, whatever works best for you. So
really then, is there any difference in training an older dog to a younger dog? Do you have to adapt training?
I don't know. My brain goes to, well, an older dog is automatically going to be more calm than a younger dog in most cases, I would assume. Okay. 2, if an older dog hasn't been in a crate in a really long time, or maybe even ever, and now you just start putting it in this box and limiting its freedom, I could see it being more averse to that, not liking that, just because it's like, well, I've been free my whole life. Why are you doing this to me?
Yeah.
It's kind of funny because the girls up front said it the other day, but whenever Mia has to go on the wall out front, like if she's on the leash on the wall or whatever with all the other dogs, she's like, they said that she gets like real indignant. She's like looking around like, why am I on the wall? I'm like, my dad owns this place. You know who I am? Why am I on this wall with the other dogs?
Do you know who you're dealing with? Oh, dear me.
Yeah. So, I imagine if a dog is used to freedom and then that freedom is restricted, they could be like, why am I doing that? But I could also see it going really good too because they're calmer overall. Yeah. And her dog's older. So older, not old, but older. Second comment is from Tamara, Tamara Maxwell 6943. I think we were talking to her yesterday via text or calls or something. But anyways, she commented and she said, how do you feel about timeout for puppies for corrective action? And that was on the puppy nipping episode, which if you've got a dog that puppy nips, go back to episode 24. It's called 8 ways to stop puppy nipping / puppy biting. Great episode. And we made it very specifically for a family who had a dog who bit this lady all the time. Not like in a bad, it was bad, but puppy biting, and she was very fair skinned and her arms looked terrible. So we made this episode specifically for her. It's all the stuff I know about puppy nipping and puppy biting and stuff, but pretty much all of it. So anyways, so on this episode, she commented and said, how do you feel about timeout for puppies for corrective action? I don't remember if I said it in that podcast or not, but yeah, absolutely. Isolation is a form of punishment. Dogs are social creatures. They want to be around the pack. They want to be with humans and stuff like that. So if your dog is biting you a bunch and being too rambunctious and stuff, timeout is absolutely an appropriate correction or whatnot. The argument you'd probably get, especially if you look up stuff online or you're reading blogs or watching a bunch of YouTube videos or whatever, would probably be like, well, you don't want to use your dog's crate as a punishment. I could argue it either way. Agree, disagree. I don't really care. If my dog was being bad, I'd probably put the dog in the crate for being bad or whatnot. If Mia ever does something really bad or whatnot, and it's pretty rare these days, but if she ever does something like really bad or whatnot, I'll put her in a crate and she knows that that's a timeout.
Yeah. But it's how you do it, isn't it? You can put you can put a dog in there firmly, as in crate, timeout, rather than aggressively.
Sure.
To go in the crate.
I don't.
You know what I mean? It's like not
ever
throw your dog in there and scream and whatever at them.
In that case, they'd probably really know it's a timeout.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No, I think that's fine. I think, be firm, be strict, but don't be overbearing or don't be rude or anything like that.
Yeah. So that's what I was meaning with the difference.
Yeah. No, I agree.
It's how you put the dog in for a timeout rather than it being like major punishment.
100%. But you actually, 100% can use timeout as punishment for sure for bad behavior. You could use it for a number of things, especially puppy biting though. Yeah, puppy biting, being too rambunctious, things like that. Overall though, the best way to get your dog to stop puppy biting, of course, is train them not to. So Give them a correction when they do.
Yeah.
Reward them when they're not. And then get their energy out. They're only doing that because they've got too much energy. And so if you go play the puppy ping pong game with you and a family member out in the backyard, you're running the dog all the way across the backyard, back and forth and stuff, that'll help out the puppy biting significantly. So I'd just say get your dog's energy out. That'd be my favorite way to do that.
Yeah, agreed.
All right, questions.
Okay, we're going to go with the bladder one first. So how long can a puppy hold its bladder? Because this person said, overnight, her puppy does really well, no issues, but when they're up and playing or they've, been active, etc., not so good.
Yeah. In terms of how long can your puppy hold their bladder, I don't have an exact answer because I don't really know.
Would it not depend on the size of the dog?
That's where I was headed next. Yeah, I think the size of the dog plays a role into it. I mean, if you get a little teacup Yorkie, it's like going to have a pretty small, it takes like 2 little, of water. It's, I got to pee.
I'm full. I'm bloated.
Give it 3 kibbles. Call me stuffed.
Oh, that's so cute.
Real quick, small sidebar. The smallest dog I've ever met was a teacup Yorkie or whatnot, and it was like less than a pound. It was on Mud Island. We've talked about it on the show before, but they sent me out. You sent me out to their house, and I was like, I can't help you. I don't know what to say. I'm like, yeah, he has problems with like pottying and stuff. I'm like, yeah, it makes sense. 2 little dollops of water. It's like,
and if it's one of those like, we don't get to the door in time before it's peed.
I'm like, pick it up. You just need 2 fingers to pick it up and just lift it. Like, you don't even have, there's no even collars that would fit this dog. No collar, no harness or anything. So, anyways, but yeah, imagine the size of the dog, age of the dog plays a role in that, how active you're being with potty training and stuff. Those things all play a role in getting your dog potty trained. Overall, so in terms of how long can your dog hold their bladder, I don't really know. I don't have an answer for that. I will say this though, despite the time of how long a dog can hold their bladder, I'll make another sidebar. If you're waking up in the middle of the night to let your dog out, but your dog's not waking you up or whatnot, and they're not having accidents, you probably don't have to wake up in the middle of the night to let your puppy out. Because a lot of puppies will just sleep through the night. So if your dog's not waking you up by whining, barking, crying, things like that, and they can hold their bladder overnight, don't wake up in the middle of the night. Yeah, just leave them alone. They don't need to get up. But there's a difference between... Okay, how about this? And dogs or humans are different. If I'm up for 8 hours, I'm going to have to pee. If I sleep for 8 hours, I can make it through the night sometimes. I mean, sometimes I have to wake up to pee. But the most part, though, I can make...
You, as a young man, should not be getting up in the middle of the night to pee. We now digress.
Where I was headed with that, though, is that there's a big difference between being active
and
being asleep. Yeah. And so if you're asleep, dogs a lot of times can make it through the night without having to go potty because they're just sleeping. There's nothing to do. They're not thinking about anything. All the humans are sleeping, stuff like that. But when they're up and playing, I think a lot of times forget. And if they're young, especially, and they don't have control of their bladder super well, they will just stop and go, even if they're playing. So if they're playing, run around, they just like stop and go pee. I mean, you see this with like human toddlers and stuff. They'll just be running, and then all of a sudden they'll stop and just pee their pants or poop their pants or something. It's like...
And then carry on.
Yeah, puppies are no different. And so you can be playing with your puppy, and they just stop in the middle of the floor, and they just go. They just go. So I would say it's just a difference between being like asleep and being active. So I don't have an exact timeline. Overall, though, we have done a whole episode on potty training. It's way back. I think we probably need to revisit it and do like a 2025 updated episode.
That's a good idea.
I would say overall, just let your dog out at the top of depending on the age. If your dog is, 3 months old, top every hour is a great timeline to get your dog potty trained. Like, if I get home at 5, I'm going to let the dog out at 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 till I go to bed. And then if it's a Saturday, I'm going to do the same thing. And then eventually, as I keep doing that, I'm going to be able to back up the timeline of how often I actually have to take the dog out, right? That's what and so that's kind of the timeline for something like
that.
So
keep doing that. Then they'll start giving you the signals
need to go potty.
I need to go potty.
Yeah. So I don't have an exact time of how long your puppy can hold their bladder, but I will say you just need to be more diligent whenever your dog's awake.
Yeah.
And actually let the dog out. And then, just monitor food and water. If they drink a lot of water, probably going to need to go pee pretty soon.
They're going to go more often.
Yep.
Absolutely. That's a good one.
Question 1 in the books.
Okay. This is a very novel question, and I don't suppose it will be something that the majority of people do. But how do you train a dog to travel in a golf cart?
Yeah. Full disclosure, I gave this question to Sally for the day's podcast because we had a family that came to us, and the daughter signed her dad up, and her dad's elderly and lives in a really cool community and rides around in a golf cart, and he's got a doodle, and he's like, hey, I want the dog to ride with me. And the dog does. But if the dog sees a person or a dog, the dog will jump out of the golf cart and chase the dog or person down to go say hello. And so he wants the dog to just ride in the golf cart. So overall, I'll just go real quick on how I'd actually train a dog to ride in a golf cart. Number one, I would let's say the dog's never been on a golf cart, never seen one, ground zero. Where do we start? I would start with just getting the dog to walk around the golf cart first and foremost. That'd be number one. Number two, I'd get the dog jumping on and off the golf cart, like just on the little back floorboard, front floorboard, things like that, and just running over it back and forth, just getting the dog used to being on it. From there, I'd get the dog on the seat, and I'd just get on and off the seat quite a few times. And then from there, I'd start teaching like a stay command where I teach the dog to actually stay on the golf cart until I tell the dog the password to actually get off of the golf cart. Then I would probably start adding in some obedience on the seat. So I would have the dog sitting and laying down on the seat next to me, staying till I tell them. I'd basically treat it like a place pretty much. Like I just get you, when I tell you to sit and stay, you do that till you're told to get up basically. Then I'd start sitting next to the dog on the seat, getting the dog to do the same thing from the passenger seat. And then I'd start doing that same thing while I'm moving around. And I'd only let the dog get off the golf cart if I gave the dog a password.
Okay.
And if I was elderly, I'd probably find a way to back tie the dog to the golf cart and put him on a leash so I don't have to worry about it. And I can focus two hands on the wheel while I'm driving. And
I was going to ask you, does the dog need to be like tethered somehow?
I think I told the lady that day. I was like, I'd probably make it tethered. Just because it's like, I don't want to have to be, I wouldn't mind like holding a dog and driving one-handed, but I also, this gentleman's a bit more elderly, so I want him to be able to.
Yeah. And you don't want to have it like on your wrist in case the dog did jump and then it's going to be dragging you and that's an accident waiting to happen.
Yep. Dog pulls me this way, cart goes way.
That way.
Yeah, probably wouldn't be great. So, but I'd probably find a way to back tie the dog overall. I mean, that's the main, there's a lot of training that's going into it, and we're going to really focus on that this week whenever we go out to their house. I think he's actually going out. He's actually going out to do it today. But yeah, that'd be how I'd start. I'd just start like that. This dog already likes the golf cart. We ought to have some footage of the dog. You also have to let your trainer drive your golf cart to be able to do this successfully. Maybe I should get a lesson.
Maybe you should.
Back in the day, I used to drive Sally's wheelchair around whenever we were training Lenny.
Mm-hmm.
If you want your dog to do something like that, you got to let the trainer use the thing that they need to use to train the dog.
And then we got where we could use 2 wheelchairs.
Yeah.
Because you did use my scooter, mobility scooter. You've used my wheelchair.
It's still here. I moved it yesterday, actually.
And then I can get that out of the way for you. And then we had 2 wheelchairs, and we used to play jousting, didn't we?
That was when we were making YouTube videos, but yes.
Got nothing to do with the dog training. The dogs just looked at us while we did jousting.
Well, the guy that was helping us film it was like, you need to make it fun and entertaining. So we came up with wheelchair tag.
Wheelchair tag.
That was funny too. Your scooter's way better than mine, so I had a bad scooter.
Mm-hmm.
But that'd be how I'd train a dog to ride on a golf cart.
Awesome.
And if you need help training your dog to ride on a golf cart, call me.
Yeah. When you first mentioned that, I was like, do they allow dogs on golf courses? I didn't realize the gentleman was riding around the neighborhood, which is a very popular thing, actually.
It is now, for sure. A lot of people have golf carts.
There's a couple that drive around my neighborhood every night.
Seems fun. Seems fun.
Okay, we need a Wonder Dog golf cart.
I was thinking if I got a golf cart, I'd pull Sally behind it in a wagon.
You are always wanting to throw me in a wagon to be pulled behind something.
Oh, my God. Speaking of wagons. All right, real quick. Another sidebar. So Sally was kind enough to buy me a wagon for my birthday for Mia to ride around in. Mia, she's getting older. She's having some health issues or whatnot. So whenever we go on really long walks, sometimes, particularly on concrete, because we go hiking every morning, so she doesn't have to walk on concrete anymore. But whenever we go on long walks on concrete, like if I'm walking around my house, or if we go around the lake at the park or something like that, that's all concrete. And I don't want her walking that far on the concrete. So I bring a wagon, and then I put her in the wagon. It's whatever. I used to make fun of people doing that. Now I get it. As the Bible says, as you judge, you will be judged, right? But anyways, so yesterday I'm walking around Shelby Farms Lake in the morning time, and the person I was with went to go throw their dog poop away in a trash can, and so we pulled off to the side. The front wheel of the wagon went off the concrete and like into the grass, and it was just sitting there. And I saw there was like a little dip. I didn't really think much of it. So I start moving the wagon whenever she comes back around, start moving the wagon, and I start pulling the wagon. Anyways, it catches. It's basically like a little, it wasn't that big. It was just a small little dip.
Yeah.
Big enough for the wagon wheel though. Mia falls out of the wagon face first, just face plants in the ground. And then she gets up. She's like, what the hell?
What did you do?
I can't remember if I told this story or if I told it on the podcast or if I just told you one-on-one. But then a few weeks ago, this was after Mia. At first in the wagon, she was like, I don't
Mia looked. He sent me the picture of Mia first sitting in the wagon, and her face was disgusted. She's like,
why am I in this damn
what?
thing? Yeah. But, okay, so then a few training lessons, she's like, okay, I like the wagon. We're walking also at Shelby Farms. We're at a little bit quieter part of the park. And anyways, there's this road, and on the next to the road, there's 2 ditches. Did I tell this on the show, or did I tell you this by yourself?
No, I've not heard of this either.
Okay. So I'm walking with the wagon, and I'm super tall. For those of you that don't know, I'm 6'5", and the wagon handle's a little short, so I tie a leash to it, and I'll hold on to the leash instead. I can't remember what happened. I can't remember if I was readjusting the leash or something like that, but I ended up dropping it. Mia rolls down the hill into the ditch on the wagon.
No.
And she's literally just rode it out, and she's just sitting at the bottom, like in the wagon. The wagon's facing downhill, and she's just sitting there, just looking up, like, "What'd you do?"
She's never gonna want to go in this wagon with you.
She loves the wagon. She loves it.
Poor baby.
Yeah,
she was like sledding.
I mean, when I say it down the hill, it was like 2 feet, but still, it was enough. Where the wagon's like an angle downhill, and she's just sitting at the wagon, like looking up, like, what the heck?
What are you doing?
Yeah, so.
Wait a minute. He is generally a responsible dog owner.
Yeah, it was, I mean, regardless, I mean, both of them are kind of funny.
They are funny.
Yeah. The one yesterday kind of made me feel bad because she fell out of the wagon.
Face planted.
I mean, I don't think she face planted. I'm just saying she fell out of the wagon, like the wagon went this way and her head went. Yeah, I think she probably caught herself. I mean, I don't know. But it was still, regardless, funny story.
Poor little Mia.
Yeah. So, anyways, I mean, she can't really pick her chauffeur, so she's stuck with what she's got. So, but the person we were with was walking her dog, and I will say she was probably thinking to herself, like, why the hell does this dog get to walk and be free the whole time, and I had to walk around the whole lake?
Stuff me in here.
Yeah. After that, we went to a different part of the park, though, and
she could come out and let her run,
throw the ball and stuff like that. So
there you go. There's some
a good time.
Good payback for being a good girl.
Everybody loves it. Sees her in the wagon, though, thinks it's hilarious.
Well,
and I'm sure the people that are quiet about it are probably silently judging me for walking my dog around.
I was going to say, because
hey, look, I don't care anymore. All right, I don't care anymore.
No, she needs it. It's good for her so she can be out and about. But now you're part of the club that we saw at the event on Saturday.
I was just about to bring that up.
Where all those little dogs are in their strollers.
Yep. Real quick, special shout out to Wagon in Memphis. Sally and I set up a booth at the Wagon in Memphis Doggy. I think that's the company name. And then the event was like the Doggy Fashion Show Parade or something like that.
Yeah.
I know the company's called Wagon in Memphis. Anyways, hosted by Friends of Dog, maybe. Anyways, regardless, we appreciate the invite to the event. We had a good time being a vendor. It was a great event, very fun. Some very cute costumes as well. Pretty warm out, but overall,
pretty warm.
It was pretty hot.
Pretty warm.
Yeah, pretty hot. But overall, I think it seemed like everybody had a really good time and stuff like that.
They did.
We appreciate the invite.
Yeah.
And setting up a booth and being able to be out there.
Yeah, we'll do it again, won't we?
Yeah. Yep. Hopefully it'll be in the fall, but we'll see.
We'll get Mia dressed up and put her in her wagon.
Now, that's where we draw the line. That's where we draw the line.
She'd look nice in a little pink tutu.
Oh, my God. Dress the wagon up as a cop car because she's a retired police, trained dog. Dress it up
and then she could have a cap on again.
Okay.
And
all right. I'm seeing it.
There we go. She would win.
Yeah. I'd win.
The cops that were there would really love that as well, wouldn't they?
That's funny.
That is funny.
Anyways,
anyway, back to the important stuff.
You're really slacking today.
Excuse me. Okay.
keeping us on track.
What do you think about the Yucky? No,
The what?
Isn't it not called Yucky?
You said Yucky.
Yucky.
Yeah. What do I think about Yucky spray?
Yucky no chew spray because this person's thinking of using it for their dog.
Overall, I mean, I think it's worth a shot for sure. I mean, I don't want to have to douse my whole house in Yucky no chew spray or whatnot. But if you got some particularly important stuff that you don't want your dog chewing, that they maybe started chewing or something like that, like a table leg, chair leg, baseboard, something like that, it can be a helpful deterrent. My joke I've kind of always said about it is like half the dogs hate it and half the dogs will eat the bottle.
I was going to say, I think one of my dogs was quite happy to lick it off. And
that's my experience. Half of the dogs hate it. Half of the dogs are willing to like eat the bottle. So,
but you can't just do that though, can you? That's not going to take away the issue.
It's like you're a dog trainer because that's exactly where I was headed. Wow.
Sorry, master trainer. Go ahead.
Just wow.
wow.
I'm impressed. Well, that's where I was headed is I think it's worth a shot. And if it does help, that'd be great. But you've got a big, more underlying problem, which is your dog chews stuff up overall. I'm going to yield the rest of my time actually to Sally, the trainer.
So what you need to do is train, leave it. So if they are chewing, give them that command. Once they come away, then you can positively reward them for coming away from that. But that leave it can also prevent. So if you see them going near the thing that they chew, you tell them leave it before they even get there.
True. When do dogs get to chew stuff? How do dogs chew stuff up?
They're only allowed to chew if
No. I'm saying not things that we don't want them chewing. When's the only time that they really do that?
It's because they're not occupied and they've got lots of energy and they're just going.
Okay. Another way of saying that would be they're unsupervised.
They're unsupervised.
When are they unsupervised?
When they're left to do whatever they
Either
want.
the owners aren't awake or aren't home, which means that the dog has free roam.
Or they're in another room.
Or they're in another room. But if your dog chews stuff up, should they be in another room without you?
They shouldn't, but sometimes they do. So
right. So this would be where we could utilize a crate playpen, putting the dog outside, something like that.
You've got to be aware that they've disappeared.
Right. Okay. I think we're making progress. So overall, we want to train the dog, specifically on leave it. Overall, we just want to teach the dog what to do and what not to do, right? Specifically, we want to train leave it. Leave it only really works, though, if you catch the dog actually chewing something.
Yeah.
And once again, we don't catch dogs chewing stuff a lot of times because they're doing it when we're either not home or not awake or not paying attention to them, which would therefore make it our fault that the dog is chewing something up because they can't chew something in front of you if you're with the dog, right?
Yeah.
Overall, outside of just training, I think another big reason dogs chew is, the puppy teething process for sure. In that case, what should they do?
Chew toys.
Get them stuff to chew on. Absolutely. If the dog's past that, though, they're past the puppy chewing phase and the dog's chewing, that's normally a result of lack of
exercise,
which means they should exercise their dog. That's it.
Do dogs chew things out of anxiety as well?
I imagine that they would chew something, and I would say probably, maybe, yes. I don't know if dogs... I think with anxious behaviors, you're going to see more like licking themselves to like self-soothe or something like that. I don't really know if chewing is like a self-soothing.
Behavior.
Say that 5 times fast.
No.
Okay. Anyways, I don't know if they necessarily chew as a self-soothing behavior. However, they will chew to get out of things. So if you put an anxious dog in a crate, they'll chew up the crate bars to get out of the crate. Or if you put them in the bathroom, they'll chew up the bathroom door or scratch the bathroom door to get out or something like that. So they will be destructive to get themselves out of a situation or something like that. But I don't know if chewing is a self-soothing behavior. I don't know. I've never thought about that. You don't really hear about anxious dogs really like chewing stuff up. It's more destructive behaviors that are paired with the anxiety. Typically.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying no. I've just never thought about it. But overall, that's what to do. Train the dog, leave it, exercise the dog.
For an anxious dog trying to get out of the crate wouldn't help at all. So,
yeah, I don't think so.
No.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it's worth a shot. Yucky spray is worth a shot. Give it a try.
Yeah.
See what the deal is.
There you go.
That's it.
Yeah. Can I tell you some world news?
Please.
Okay. It's quite alarming, actually, but you'll understand why we do it over here. So, a lady in the UK has recently died from rabies.
I did hear about that.
Yeah. And it was from her going on a vacation to Morocco, where they don't have all the laws and things around the rabies like we do here. And she got a scratch off a dog that was just roaming. And rabies the incubation period for rabies can actually be a couple of years.
Wow.
But she went on the vacation, never thought anything of it, came back months later, started having these symptoms and passed away. Because apparently when it takes hold, there's nothing they can do about it. There's no cure.
Wow.
Yeah. So this is why we have our dogs.
Your phone's ringing.
Yeah. It's on silent. But yeah, so yeah, this is why we have the dogs, protected.
Yeah.
And other countries don't. So just be aware. If you go to other countries, check it out, because there is something you can do.
That is crazy.
Immediately.
I think you're supposed to go get a shot, right?
You can get a shot if you go into certain countries like Africa.
No. I'm not talking about a pre-shot. I'm talking about if you get bit by something, can't you go to the hospital and get something if you get bit by something with rabies? Or is it an automatic death sentence?
No,
she probably just got scratched and didn't think about it.
She didn't think anything of it, so she just left it and it incubated, and then once the symptoms come, you're done. But if you do something about it immediately, like it has to be washed out and all the other good stuff.
That sounds terrible.
But you can also, as a human, get a rabies shot if you are wanting to be protected going to some of these countries.
Yeah.
Because if you think about it, we fly anywhere in the world these days. The world is very small. But some countries don't. They're not proactive like we are.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Fascinating, huh?
Yeah. Well, rest in peace. Praying for the family.
Bless her. Mm-hmm.
This is one that I thought was really interesting, and I sent this to myself like a week and a half, 2 weeks ago or whatnot to talk about on the show. But it's basically the uptick in rescue dogs after the new Superman movie. Is it a Superman movie?
It is Superman. Yeah,
okay.
with the dog.
Yeah, I don't really watch movies like that. I'm not really into superhero movies, but this is a little section from an article from a morning email I get every morning called The Morning Brew, which is a great, fun little newsletter to read in the mornings. But it says, it's about the dog. It says, he may be CGI, but Superman's pooch, Crypto, could turn out to be a hero for real dogs. It appears that James Gunn's DC reviving hit got audiences excited about truth, justice, and adopt, don't shop, as Google search data analyzed by dog training app Woofs found queries about dog adoption spiking following the film's release. Here, after the premiere weekend, during which Superman raked in 217 million globally, searches for "adopt a dog near me" leapt up 513%.
Whoa!
While "rescue dog adoption near me" searches jumped by 163%, and searches for "adopt a puppy" went up by 31%. Some moviegoers seemed interested in a pup who bears resemblance to the fictional mutt, since searches for "adopt a Schnauzer" rose by 299%. Crypto the Superdog has origins in the comics, but the version featured in the movie was based on Azu, a dog Gunn rescued while writing the flick, according to the Wrap. And while no canines were harmed in the making of the film, despite Crypto's valor in battle, Warner Bros. Discovery did use the occasion to help some. In the lead up to the film's opening, the studio covered adoption fees at Best Friends Animal Society shelter for 10 days, with 454 pets finding homes.
That's wonderful.
Pretty cool, right?
Whoa. So it wasn't a real... I know some of it was... But did they not have a real dog in that movie at all?
Doesn't sound like it.
Well, talk about advancements.
Yeah, seriously.
Ooh. I've not seen it either.
Yeah, I hadn't actually seen it, but it seems really interesting.
Well, I'm glad adoptions have gone up.
Yeah, that's awesome. We always love that. We always love that. Okay, well, cool. We got anything else?
Yeah, trivia question.
Well, I meant other than that. Yeah, I'm not forgetting again. No,
I thought
not
you'd
gonna
forgotten again.
Nope.
I don't think we have anything.
Okay, well, cool. Well, trivia answer. Once again, the question is, which breed is known for having webbed feet and was originally bred to help fishermen retrieve nets and gear from icy water? Answer: the Portuguese water dog. These athletic swimmers were bred in Portugal to help fishermen with all kinds of water tasks, thanks in part to their webbed feet and strong swimming ability.
Amazing.
Yeah, I had no clue.
I was imagining a smaller breed.
Yeah.
I never thought that, though.
Yeah. Well, the options that it gave me were Labrador, Portuguese water dog, Newfoundland, or Golden Retriever.
But they're all larger breeds, and I'd got it in my brain that it was going to be some little...
Yeah, I'm wondering how big they actually get. I feel like probably like 45, 50 pounds on the top of my head.
It's a medium-sized dog.
Yeah, definitely a medium for sure. Not huge.
Not a huge dog.
Portuguese water dog. Let's see. Weight is, for females, is 35 to 50 pounds, and males are 42 to 60 pounds, which is pretty spot on.
Mm-hmm. That's good.
The amount of random breed knowledge I have in my head is just incredible. It's not really random; it's my job, but very fascinating though.
Yeah,
I didn't know though retrieve nets and gear from icy water. I did not know that.
No.
I did not know that. That was new to me. I knew they were water dogs, knew they were from Portugal due to the name.
That's quite fascinating.
Actually, I do have another Google question real quick.
We got another question.
All right, here we go. We'll talk while I'm doing this.
Me talk while you're
doing it. Yeah, we're not supposed to have...
We don't need white space, do we? But I've got a confession now. Yeah?
I had no clue that Portugal was in Europe.
Did you not?
I thought it was in South America. I'm thinking of Peru.
Okay.
That is in South America. That's the country I was thinking of. And I was like, did they get icy waters in Portugal or in Peru? Peru? I was thinking about. Well, yeah, I don't think they do.
No, I doubt it.
Probably not ice and snow that south of the thing in the middle of the earth, whatever it is, the equator. Okay. I'm a doctor. Nobody said I was a globe guy.
Where do we go with this podcast?
So I did. That was also a curveball for me.
I didn't realize you didn't know Portugal was in Europe.
Yeah, but you did.
Yeah.
You been?
Yeah.
You've been?
Yeah.
No way.
I'm telling you, we can.
You've probably been to all the Europe countries.
Yeah, because you can pop on a flight, 2 or 3 hours, you're in a new country over there.
Wow.
In the sun.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, anyways, I think that's a good place to wrap it up. Guys, thank you all so much. We appreciate you guys. If y'all need help with training, there's links down below. If you need help with training, if you're in a local service area, wonderdogtraining.com. I don't actually think we have the online thing up right now. So yeah, wonderdogtraining.com if you're in a service area. Yeah. So if you need help with training, give us a call. We're happy to help. And that's pretty much it. Thank you so much. If you like the show, don't forget to click the subscribe button. It means the world to me and Sally. If you got any value out of the show, if you know any friends or family that have puppy, golf cart, whatever, feel free to share the episode with them or send them some of your favorites. We really appreciate it.
Click that like.
And drop a comment so we can talk about you on the show.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Talk soon.
Talk to you soon.
Yep.
Bye.
Bye.